So this is my second week as a YouTuber, and if I were to give a title to this week, I would call it The Machine is Alive and It Makes Tech Tips. What I mean by this is related to the main learning of this week, which was that I can produce 2 tech tip videos in one day, which allows me to scale my content production like I have never before. The effect of this is that I can now post every day without working every day, which frees me up a lot of psychological space, for example, that I didn't have last week. Hey everyone, if you're new around here, my name is Ian, and I'm on a mission to build a successful YouTube channel in the next 6 months. So this whole thing started a little over a month ago in the beginning of March, but I've really only been taking this on full time for the last 2 weeks. So in total, I've now done 15 videos, which puts the channel at 78 videos total. As I mentioned in the last video, we're really trying to get to that 150 because that's how long it takes usually for a YouTube channel to find their niche. The next milestone I'm gonna focus on is 100 videos, and we should get there in about 3 weeks time. So today's structure is as follows. We're first gonna start off with a weekly review of what I shipped this last week and all the numbers associated with those videos. Next, we're gonna go into the deep dive topic of scaling production, and I'm gonna talk about what I've learned about that in the past week. Lastly, I'm gonna give you a little preview of what to expect so you know what's coming next in the channel, and you also know what my focuses are going forward. In short, I hope this can be helpful for anyone else looking to build a YouTube channel themselves, and I'm just gonna talk honestly about what happens every week, what I'm doing to try to make things better and to reach my goal, and then you can see if I'm making it or not making it. First things first, I released 5 videos this week. The first one was a weekly review, what happened in my first week. The second one was a short called How I Track Strava Runs on Notion. The third called How I Use the Script to Edit My Videos. The fourth called Hidden Fields and Surveys, a marketing tip. And lastly, a fake ad about Notion called Notion Al is here. So the first thing I want to show is this week versus last week. The main thing I tried to focus on differently this week was to focus on a different category, in this case, tech tips. The first thing we're going to look at here is the hours per video. As you can see, these tech tip videos, they take me about half the time of the longer horizontal style videos like the one you're watching right now. So if we think of one working day as about 10 to 12 hours, it means that I could produce 2 tech tip videos in one day versus one horizontal video in 2 days. So if I'm looking to post every day and I want to work on horizontal style videos, it means that I need to find a short form format that I can edit in 4 hours or less. Next, let's talk about views per video. Now these content numbers, they really map onto the platform that these things are being shared on. For Instagram, all these view numbers are higher versus the horizontal form on YouTube is not getting as many views. It doesn't mean I shouldn't invest in that, but I should just understand that when I'm looking for views and maximum reach, short form is the best way for me to do that currently. Now, if I were to say why this one short form did better than the others, I would say it really comes down to the hook itself, this first 5 to 10 seconds that are really important to catch the attention of the audience. Let me take a second to actually play this and show you what that looks like. Did you know that surveys often have hidden fields with secret information in the URL? Let me explain. So I think that's nice. I think it catches interest quickly, and I'm going to think about that for future videos. So now let's talk about the efficiency metric here, which I consider to be views per hour invested. We see the efficiency to be far more for these short form videos in terms of the hours and what I'm getting back in return. So the conclusion about this for me is not that I should just double down and only do tech tips, but that I need to understand what short form is for and what long form is for. As I think about the horizontal videos, these longer form ones, I think that they're sort of the core of the value that my channel provides. For me, short form is about growing the audience, finding new people who are interested in what I have to say and the topics that I like to talk about. One thing I noticed as I was going through the numbers is actually if we look at the contribution to subscribers, the long form is actually higher and more effective at doing that than the short form. So while the short form is reaching more people, the long form is actually what's converting better. So let me summarize this all into some takeaways. So the first one is that tech tips and vlogs have a high efficiency for me right now. So I want to keep investing in those so I can reach my niche and reach my audience. My second takeaway is that it's not all about the views. Sometimes longer form content is actually better at converting. So even if the total denominator is not as big, it's still worth it in the end. The third takeaway is I want to invest more in the hook of the short form videos. I think it's so crucial and so important in getting your video seen to have a really strong first 5 to 10 seconds. Now let's talk about today's deep dive topic, which is scaling production. So the first question I'm asking myself here is, what is my goal? What is a best-in-class content production schedule? As I think about the channels that inspire me most, Ali Abdaal is really the channel that comes to mind. I really like his content. I really find it so educational and helpful. I really want to learn to produce like him, to ship the number of videos that he ships, to provide that value that he provides his audience to my audience. So what I'm going to show now is a week over week posting comparison between me and Ali Abdaal. In the first week, last week, we both produced 6 videos, and in this last week, he produced 6 while I produced 4. As a disclaimer, he has a team of about 12 people. So with any posting comparison I do, it's obvious that my quality will not be as high as his, but I want to push myself, do as well as I can, and meet the standard that he sets. So with this goal of matching a best-in-class production schedule, I need to have tactics that I can rely on to scale myself. The first tactic that I've been using to scale myself is to use batch processes. Now, what I mean by this is blocking times in my day that I either use for scripting, editing, or filming. If you look back at my thumbnails from this week, you'll see that I'm actually wearing the same thing in a lot of my thumbnails, and that's because because I film them all at the same time. The second tactic that's been really helpful for me is using Descript as a text-based video editor instead of a timeline-based editor. And this has helped me really reduce the time it takes to edit a video, and particularly the A-roll of a video. The third tactic I've used is using templates for a lot of the things I'm working on. So far, this has first been the tech tip template, where I have all the sounds, all the music, all the graphics that I use on a recurring basis, so then when I import the A-roll, I can just edit right in Premiere. Secondly, I've been using a template for thumbnails in Figma, and this has helped me so I can do this really quickly at the end of a video process. Thirdly, I've been using Metricool, which is an awesome post scheduling tool. And this one has saved me a lot of time that I would otherwise use in the platforms themselves, posting the videos, writing all the tags, writing the titles, and this sort of thing. It does all of them at once, which is really cool and has helped me be able to produce videos faster. Lastly, let's talk about what's coming next for the channel. What's the focus this week? Well, the first thing I want to do is to ship videos every day. I've been really feeling in the groove with my content production recently, so I want to keep going with that and see if I can post a video every day and get 7 weekly videos. The second thing I want to do is really double down on tech tips and see how I can make those better. I'm thinking what I want to do here is create a series and organize them by category or by tool or by job to be done. I think this will bring some sort of cohesion to those videos and make them seem more aligned and more together in a way that I like. The third objective for this week is to write a business plan. Now, this whole thing is part passion project for me because I like making videos so much, but it would be really cool if this could be my livelihood and I could find a way to make this thing work. So I already want to take a stab at mapping out what that could look like for me, and we'll go and we'll iterate from there. If you like this video, you may like the weekly review that I did last week, so I'll put that on the screen just in case you want to go check that out. And lastly, I want to take a moment to mention my newsletter. The intention with this is to have a direct relationship with the people who like my content rather than just relying on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. What you can expect if you join the newsletter is that I'm going to send you all my long form videos that I usually post on YouTube 24 hours before they're released. That's it for today. I'll see you next time.